Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope you won't put off my first two terrible videos. I'll try and get better. I'm trying to improve my editing, and it's not easy. Looking for a new camera, so that's going to help matters. And a new microphone, that's definitely going to help matters. Anyway, moving on. The idea of this video is basically I'm going to compare some handlebar tapes for road bikes that are purchased from AliExpress. As many people use AliExpress. I use it all the time, to be fair, for sort of cheap consumable bits and bobs. Really good. Handlebar tape. Really good. On the general, I've used many different ones, and most of them have been very good. So I've just chosen some random ones that I ordered just for this, and what we'll do is we'll go through opening the boxes, see what's in there, and then we'll wrap it onto a bar and see how well they wrap. Okay, hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's just have a look what we've got delivered. There's one here I already used from OG Evkin. Really nice tape. I'll go through that later on. Got some long-term results from that, which are really promising. I've not looked at any of these, as you can see. These are just 5 or 6 random tapes I've ordered. I did open this, but I've not looked at it. So this first one is a Onai. Yeah, beautiful. So this, okay, interesting looking tape. Look at this. It feels very rubbery. Focus that on there. There you go. Feels very rubbery, but nice. There's no tape, no adhesive, nothing on the back, but it's okay as long as it's got that. It's got a really nice stretch. And just move this light over. Got a nice stretch to it. I don't think you break that. That's actually quite nice. Probably need to check the length. Plugs that come with it. Quite nice quality as well. That's alloy into plastic, obviously, so that's quite nice. Oops. In there. There's no separate parts of tape for behind the levers if that's how you want to wrap the bars, so you just obviously chop a small piece off the end. Okay, that's the first one. Looks quite nice. Moving on to the bigger bag. See what we got in here. Bag within a bag, typical AliExpress. Honestly, you order stuff and there's literally thousands of bags within a bag on some stuff. Bookloss, nice. ODI and Motgov, yeah. Rider Ace, and a random bag again. Let's see what's in here. A bag within a bag, here we go. Another bag within a bag. So these are just some separate toe peak bar-in plugs I did order separately, because some of the ones that come with the tape are a bit poor quality. So that's pretty much exactly the same as the one that came in the Onai. So they're nice. Guessing they're made in the same factory. Okay, so first tape, let's have a look at this one. Rider Ace. Standard AliExpress packaging. So there's some tape here that goes over your the end of the tape when you finished it. Normally pretty hopeless. So this one, again, quite a nice waterproof sort of cover. Absolutely no stretch in that whatsoever, and slightly self-adhesive. No, that's coming off on there, but that is a self-adhesive strip. We'll have a look at that when we wrap it to the bar, but yeah, there is no stretch in that tape at all. It could be interesting. Get some real cheap rubbish chrome end caps on this one. Very poor, but they'll do the job, I guess. Okay, so that's Rider Ace. Moving on. Next up, Motogov. Okay. This looks Actually looks okay. Quite a nice texture on there actually, quite reasonably waterproof type tape. Again, a self-adhesive backing on the back. And again, absolutely no stretch whatsoever on that, but quality wise it looks quite nice. It's strong, but there's no stretch in it. So that will be interesting to see how that wraps. See what else is in the box. Again, some very cheap push-in plastic end caps. Okay. And some tapes. Again, these are all pretty useless to be fair, I never use them. I just go with insulating tape. Because they fall off within literally 10 minutes. Okay, moving on to the next. ODI, I'm sure these are genuine, 100% genuine ODI grips from back in the day. So ODI used to be very famous for mountain bike grips. I think they still make some, but they've been surpassed by many other brands now. So that's the same logo, ODI, nice. Okay, tape. It looks and feels exactly like sort of a fake leather tape. Absolutely no stretch. Self-adhesive again. So yeah, no stretch on that. That noise is just the adhesive backing splitting, so it's not the tape. Okay, so that could be interesting. ODI. Next one. This one looks quite nice, Bookloss. So they're giving us a sample on the outside of the box. This looks very, very similar to some of the more premium brands that you would commonly get in the UK. Mentioning no names. Very cheap plastic plugs again. Finishing tapes, these feel a little bit more substantial, but we'll see. And the tape itself, quite a nice texture, quite thick actually on this one. Probably 2 or 3 millimeters thick, this one. Self-adhesive. No stretch at all again. Well, a tiny bit of stretch actually on this one. This might be slightly nicer to wrap. But smells nice. But yeah, nice. Let's have a look at the next one though. So, next. So this is OG Evkin. I've used this several times on customers' bikes. I absolutely love this tape. It's fantastic. Really nice quality. Wraps fantastically well. And is standing up to thousands of miles with no problem. Again, it looks almost identical to something else you would see listed, which is 4 times the price of this. But it's really, really nice tape. No stretch on this again, but it does wrap fantastically. Very, very strong. Some tapes there. These plugs, they're not the best. That's why I've ordered those extra ones, because these are a bit plastic and plastic. They do tend to spin a bit. You can see that they're both plastic parts, so they do tend to spin in the bar. They're not very good, but they look okay, but they don't fit very well. And they come with these silicone sleeves, which are nice. They're great, but you can only really use these if you're starting from scratch, basically, because your brake hose and gear, cable, whatever you're fitting onto the bike, focus, do need to go through the actual sleeve itself. So you can't add this on top of the existing cables, because it's just crap. It doesn't fit very well at all. But they're a great idea if you're starting from scratch. So you'd use your insulating tape on the bar, then slide the silicone sleeve over the top for a finished look, and it's really nice. So a few more tapes I've actually already got in stock, again from AliExpress, so why not include them in this. Now this is no idea what brand this is, a no brand, Promend, very nice. I don't know if I've used this before or not, but whenever I get stuff from AliExpress I tend to throw a couple of bar tapes on there just to make up the order, make it worthwhile. Let's have a look. I think I have used this, to be fair. It's more of a summer tape, so it's a softer sort of foam tape. You know, I've definitely used this. It's very, very thin. very thin. I've used it and I wasn't too impressed with the comfort of it, but I mean, it did wrap nicely. I seem to remember, but the thickness of it was pretty poor. So again, some just cheap chrome end plugs and tape in there. Another one from Motgov. I think this is very similar to the other one we've just looked at, just a different texture on it. Yeah, I've used this before. Again, pretty thin, actually a bit better, and a bit of a stretch on this. Says, but it's just ripping this again, but yeah, not too bad. And the other one, this is a real cheap summer tape. I think this is like £2, if even that sort of thing. Just a very basic foam tape. It's okay for some bikes, but obviously you wouldn't put it on anything like super expensive. Feels okay, got a little bit of stretch to it. There's no adhesive to it at all, no gel. It's literally just a foam tape, so it can be slightly more difficult to wrap, and just cheap rubbishy things in there. So we'll add it to the test and see how we get on. So I'm just going to use this cheap used Handlebar and Ultegra lever for the test. I'm only going to wrap one side, and I'm going to try and reuse these tapes if possible. The self-adhesive is probably going to be a little bit difficult, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm also not going to get into the debate of top to bottom, left to right, figure of 8, blah de blah de blah. There's 101 different ways of doing it. I'll do what I do. Never had any issues, never had anybody coming back saying they've unwrapped. So I'm happy with what I'm doing. Thank you. Okay, so I'll also weigh them all and measure the full length of one, because I know that's important to some people. And then we'll try fitting them. First up, we've got the Onai, which is this very stretchy rubber tape. So let's have a look at this. Start at the bottom. Really good stretch. Wow, very stretchy. So we're just going to give it a quick wrap. That's going on really nicely. That is. There's no tape on it, no adhesive, no gum backing, but it's holding itself really nicely there. Very nice. Okay, so that wrapped really nicely, to be fair, very nicely. It feels fantastic, really grippy, very soft, very good thickness. Really good actually, to be fair, I like that. Very nice. It does hold hairs quite a lot though. I don't know if that might be a problem. I'll just show you a bit closer. Focus. Decent length as well, I think it's just enough there. A lot of the more modern bars we only wrap to sort of here anyway, so there'd be plenty for that. But yeah, nice, I like that. Next up is the Bookloss. This tape is supposed to have a silver reflective property to it. It makes it look a bit sort of dusty really in reality. Let's just wrap it and see if we can kind of make it do some reflective stuff. Okay. Well, there's no flex in it at all, but sometimes not a bad thing. Okay, so as you can see, that was quite a bit harder to wrap than the first one. It's gone on okay in the end though. Feels reasonable. Oh, yeah, it's quite nice actually, quite a nice sponginess to it. Struggling to see any sort of reflective ability. Up here it's just pure black. Let me just show you. That's just black here. Down here, I don't know if it's dust or what, but I mean, it says on the AliExpress advert that it is reflective. in the moon grey, which is this one. I'll try and get it outside later and see if we can see that. But yeah, not a bad tape, quite firm, quite stiff, but it wraps okay in the end. Let's move on. Next up, my previous favourite, I've used this so many times, OG Evkin. Such a nice tape this, so I know how well this wraps. Okay, so that's on. Not the best wrap job in the world, to be fair. Normally takes significantly more time over this, but just for the purpose of this, it's fine. Really nice tape, very similar to some of the more premium reptile-based skins that you'll see out there. It's just really nice grip. I've got a video of this that's done 1,000 miles on a customer's bike. Honestly, it looks absolutely brand new still. Let's move on. Okay, next up is the very cheap foam, real bog standard stuff. I think it's about £1.80 a roll. No adhesive, quite stretchy. Let's go. It's a bit tricky to get started when there's no adhesive, but once you get going, it holds itself on. There's quite a lot of stretch in this. It's actually wrapped very nicely and it's very light, but durability wise, it probably won't last a fantastic amount of time, but that sort of price, it's not the end of the world. There you go, super quick, super easy to wrap. Nice and comfortable, really, to be fair. I'll say the main issue with this is going to be durability. It's not going to last hard winters. It's going to end up being waterlogged and whatnot, but it's actually really comfortable, very cheap and very easy to wrap. So it's sort of £2 a roll. You could change this every 2 or 3 months and still be pretty quids in. It's okay. Next up is Focusrer Ace. It says on the box, Pro, Comfort and Lightweight. It's lightweight because it's actually the shortest tape by far so far, at 200 centimetres. So it could be a bit of a squeeze at the end. Let's give it a go. Adhesive backing on this one. Pretty thick. Bit of stretch on it there. Oh dear. So adhesive missing right at the beginning, which is making it a bit more challenging. It's like any tape, once it gets going, it holds itself on hold. It looks nice. So yeah, not bad. I mean, it looks really nice. It feels good. It's nice and thick. It doesn't go around the corners very well. You see these bubbles here. Because there's not much stretch in there, it struggles a little bit. I mean, with a bit more time wrapping it, I think you can get rid of that, but not as good as some. But it looks really good, and the quality feels really good. I think this should last pretty decently in the winters. Just that bit there, really. But like I say, I think if spending another couple of minutes, you could probably get rid of that issue there. But yeah, not too bad at all. Yeah, so I revisited that a little bit, and if a bit more overlap, it does get rid of it. But being such a short tape, I think you would probably struggle if you're wrapping the full length of the bar. The newer aero bars, I think you'd be fine with this. Next up, ODI. So this is very much like your traditional sort of synthetic leather bar tape. Tiny bit of stretch. It looks a bit shiny, to be fair, but I mean, it's got a good adhesive on it, so let's try. Nice and thin, it's wrapping quite easily. Actually looks okay as it's going on. It doesn't look as cheap as I thought it would. A bit shiny on. Okay. It looks, yeah, it looks a bit cheap, to be fair. It's a bit shiny. I mean, if it'd be okay for sort of maybe a retro build. I think that's what you would use this for, really. But it wraps really nicely. It feels okay. Ping. Yeah, not too bad. Like I said, probably more suited to one of the sort of retro builds more rather than a modern day lightweight thing. Not bad. Next up is Promend. I've used this before. I don't like this tape at all. It's very, very thin when it goes on. But it looks okay, so I'll show you. It's got a nice easy pattern to match. Just wrap nicely. It's just so thin. I mean, I guess it depends if you want tri-bars or something with some thinner tape. It might be nice for that, but there's zero padding in it. Okay, so as you can see, it's super long tape. It measured shorter, but the amount of stretch it's giving you is super long. I mean, it looks really nice when it's on, and it's pretty easy for a beginner because you've got these lines you can line up against quite nicely. It does wrap okay, to be fair, but it's just so thin, honestly. There's literally zero padding there at all, nothing. Half a millimetre. Like I say, it might suit some people if that's what they want, but yeah, a bit thin for me. Next up is one of the two MotGov tapes. They call this one number 6 Noah's Ark. No idea why. Feels nice, quite a bit of sponginess. Nice texture actually, this could be nice. Say nice too many times. Let's go. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like that. Again, it's got a little bit of an issue on here where you probably need to wrap it slightly closer. But yeah, you can get rid of that. Really nice actually. Feels good, quite thin, but a really good grip, and it just feels really nice quality, to be fair. I think this will last pretty well. Probably some sort of degree of waterproofness to it as well. Yeah, really nice. I like this. Okay, last up is the second MotGov tape. There's no model number on this one, but it looks really nice, to be fair. Feels good. Let's wrap it. I'll check the listing and put it on screen if there is a model for it. Okay, nice. Again, another really nice tape, to be fair. That's gone on very nice. It's got a real nice rubber grip to it. Nice thickness. This is, yeah, impressed. Wraps quite nicely. Very similar to the OG Evkin, to be fair. Probably actually slightly nicer. It's really grippy and rubbery. Really nice. Yeah. Could be my new favourite. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed that. I found it some use. I quite enjoyed doing it, to be fair. A couple of nice, really nice tapes in there. I keep saying nice far too many times, but hey. The MotGov, the last MotGov, I was really impressed with that one. The OG Evkin again continues to impress me. But if you're looking for something really nice and cheap, just the basic foam stuff. It does the job, super easy to wrap. If it lasts 6 months, then you've not really lost out at £2, have you? So yeah, give it a go. Like I said, don't be afraid of using AliExpress. I use it so much. It's really, really good for stuff like this, stuff like basic consumables, cable end caps, things like that. Don't use it for chains, for God's sake. Please don't use it for chains. They're all fake, pretty much. I mean, that's a sweeping statement, but if you can't buy a Shimano Dura Ace chain for £10, it is fake, trust me. Always buy chains from reputable sources. in the UK. If you get it from Amazon, make sure it's sold by Amazon itself, not a third party through Amazon. Or better still, one of the local shops. They're only going to use Madison, UK distributor. Can't go wrong. But anyway, going back to the bar tape, like I say, I hope you find that useful. There's quite a few more different ones out there. It just winds me up the price that UK want to charge you for just a basic consumable handlebar tape. You know, 30-40 pounds on them. It's just ridiculous. And these basic AliExpress sort of knockoffs are exactly the same, if not better, to be fair, in my opinion. Easy to wrap, just as durable. You can't go wrong. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to do probably some more comparison videos like this. Suggestions for what you want to see would be good. We'll try and do some basic sort of repair and maintenance, some things like that. And yeah, we'll see how the channel develops. But if you like and subscribe, that always helps, obviously. Very early days for the channel, so you know, we'll see where it goes. Cheers. Have a good Christmas.